Hello, I'm Marty Morrison from Fireplaces and Fixin. I'd like to welcome you to stay here for a few minutes and watch this infomercial on geothermal heat pumps. And geothermal is fast becoming one of the most popular ways to heat and cool a house, certainly the least expensive. And that's what this show is going to be on for the next few minutes. Now, it will be available for viewing on our website also through YouTube. Just go to our website, which is www.firefix.com, and you'll see the icon there to click there. And if you or someone else would like to see this show on a television, we'll be happy to send you a DVD. Call the store at 635-3766, and we'll be happy to send you a DVD for home viewing. I'm here at our showroom, and I have behind me here this working half-ton geothermal heat pump system. This, along with all of our other displays, it's a great trip to come down to the store sometime if you'd like to see what's new and exciting in heating. But of course, this geothermal heat pump, I'm going to turn it on, and the first thing that you'd see if you were here is that there's water moving out of this pipe here, up into this pipe here. It's exchanging water in a 30-gallon drum that's underneath. And this unit is set to intermittently either heat or cool. In other words, we're either taking heat out of the water. In the case of heating your house in the winter, we would be taking heat out of the ground and rejecting it into the house. In the summertime, that process is reversed, and we take, by refrigeration, we take heat out of the house and reject it into the ground. This is the whole key of geothermal heat pump savings. Outside here is where it all begins and is the key to geothermal efficiencies. Any coal miner will tell you that 5 feet underground or more, it's a year-round constant 55 degrees temperature, which is a relatively warm place to extract heat from for winter heating and a relatively cool place to dump heat back into for summer cooling. The key to geothermal efficiencies is getting our 3/4 inch water lines 5 feet or more underground. If you have new construction, we dig ditches through the yard, take about a ½ acre, 1 ditch for every ton of energy. And these ditches are 3 feet wide and 5 feet deep, and the pipes are buried and backfilled, and then the ground is just reseeded and straightened out after the construction process is done. If you have less space, or for retrofit, you've already got a heating system and you don't want to tear up all your yard, we bring a drilling rig in, back it up close to the house, and drill vertical holes. And then we have no more spot ruined in your yard than the size of a school bus, the footprint of a school bus. And so it's real easy to reseed and straighten it back out again. Either of these systems provide maximum efficiencies for a geothermal heat pump. We then run a water and antifreeze mix through these pipes to extract this stable temperature. Sometimes too we can drop loops in a lake, or we can use a spring or a well to provide the geothermal energy to run your heat pump. About half the geothermal heat pumps we install, we put in an option called hot water on demand, which is where this geothermal system, summer and winter, produces all the hot water for your home, for showers and laundry and so forth. This provides you anywhere between $200 and $400 additional savings, as hot water is the second biggest energy drain in your home next to heating and cooling. I'm standing in front of this house where we have a 4-ton geothermal system here. This is a flush cart that we use to fill up with water here, and we run water through this system, filling up both the geothermal system and the outdoor vertical or horizontal wells. When we're done here, we disconnect these pipes, and this is the flow center that'll move the water for this system. And then up here is the electrical backup strip heating parts of this furnace that bring on the electric strip heat should the geothermal furnace need backed up. This house calls for a 4-ton geothermal system, and typically in a furnace where you'd have a single trunk line with several different takeoffs, you might have as many as 30 different ducts going to the basement, first floor, second floor, and master suite with no ability to control where the air goes. As far as the airflow of this system, we're coming out of this geothermal heat pump with this one main trunk line going into this plenum box, out of which we have 4 separate zones going to the 4 separate parts of this house. First floor, second floor, basement, and master suite. It's like having 4 furnaces in one, because whatever part of the house needs heat, that zone damper opens, allowing all the heating or cooling to go to that part of the house. So not only do you reduce energy costs by being able to put the energy just where you need it, but it's also far more comfortable. Here's where the whole process starts. If you bring me your house plans, I take the house plans and duplicate them onto a computer screen that is a special software program that allows me to duplicate your house. And then I enter the thickness and the insulation of the walls, what types of windows you're going to use, the height of the house, even which way it faces, so I can come up with an accurate annual heating cooling budget for this house. And because we know the local costs of electricity, natural gas, propane, fuel oil, whatever you have, even wood burning if you want, we can take those fuel costs, enter them into the program, and it will show us then what it's going to cost to heat or cool that house with geothermal versus propane, natural gas, whatever it might be. You will then get a customized report made for you that will have the results of the program, heat loss and gain, and then the fuel savings, annual fuel savings of the different fuels, showing whether or not it's a good economic move to do geothermal. But let me say this, what we're finding right now, since OPEC has us buying $2.70 gasoline, that's also $2.50 fuel oil and propane. And if you live in the country, what that means is geothermal costs about 5 times less. In other words, saving about $2,000 a year. And since just December of this year, the government mandated all air conditioning systems are now 13 SEER, it only costs about $4,000 to $5,000 more to put a geothermal heat pump system in. Which means that if you spend $5,000 more on a geothermal than you would on a conventional system, but you're saving $2,000 a year on energy costs, you can see that that is an incredible 35% return on investment. Where else are you going to invest $5,000 and get $2,000 a year return on investment? Heat pumps are our most popular heating system here at Fireplaces and Fixins for a variety of reasons. Environmentally, they're as green as you can get. They add excellent resale value to the home, use homegrown electric, and are quiet and comfortable. Obviously, the main reasons is energy savings. If you're building in the country, geothermal can save $2,000 to $3,000 a year on energy costs. When you get your customized home energy analysis on how a geothermal might save you money, you'll also get some customer testimonials. Just a few. Larry from Richmond, Ohio tells me he heats and cools his 3-ton house for under $350 a year. Troy from Powhatan Point says this is the best single investment he's made in his new home. Andy from Smithfield said that he's taken his $1,500 a year fuel oil bill down to under $400 for heating and cooling with geothermal. And finally, Jason, who just built a new house up in West Liberty, heats and cools his house for under $350 a year, and this is a 2-story on top of a hill. A few final words about geothermal heat pumps. The energy savings are incredible, but they're a better fit for a bigger house out in the country that has LP or oil or electricity, not the small tight house in town that has natural gas. When it gets and stays quite cold, the air temps from the registers are only going to be about 85 to 90 degrees. And you will expect to pay more money during those very cold months like we had this past February. Like any heating system, geothermal won't work in a power failure. But our full line of high-efficiency wood or gas fireplaces are a perfect fit for cold weather or power failures. And we'll install your fireplace purchase free of charge while we're doing the geothermal system. And we always recommend a high-efficiency spray and insulation package. Thanks for taking time to view this infomercial. For more information, stop in or give us a call.